trout fishing with a trout spey rod is really a pleasure. I prefer fishing with two-handed rods, but I don't use a two-handed rod because it's cool or because I don't know, somehow it looks good. I use a two-handed rod because it allows me to cast a large fly when I need to cast the large fly. But it also allows me to cast a small fly delicately when I need to cast a small fly. Yeah, this is a Scandi head on here. It's designed to cast a smaller fly, but in a trout situation, you may need to cast a lead-eyed bunny leech or something that has some mass, or it retains a lot of water and is difficult to cast. And really the only way to efficiently cast those flies in this situation where I have all this vegetation behind me and there's no way I could make a typical over-the-shoulder cast is with a two-handed rod. And thankfully there are these little trout speys, this one's a 3-weight, that make this process absolutely efficient and effective. I can cover the water effortlessly and effectively without having to worry about losing flies on my back cast. The cast that I use specifically on these little trout speys depends on wind direction and also the fly that I'm using. This is your basic double spey, off-shoulder double spey, and I'm using that because the wind's coming downriver a little bit. That also opens the door to use an off-shouldered snake roll. The benefit to using the snake roll in this casting situation is that the fly will never tangle on the leader because the fly is going to follow the leader until it makes contact with the water, like that. So what I've done is I've forcibly planted the fly on the water and then executed the cast, and there's no way that that fly is going to tangle on the leader and have me fishing ineffectively. Whereas if I use the double spey, there is the potential that the fly will tangle up on the leader. The benefit of this trout spey in this situation is that if I'm fishing through the run and I feel the need to put on a heavier fly, I don't need to change my line system. I could put a heavy fly on there and get my presentation down another foot or so, slow it down, and use the same fly line. And with a single-hander, the problem with a single-hander is you reach the limit of effectiveness or efficiency when you add weight to the end of your fly line. A single-handed fly rod just does not cast big flies well unless you load the rod with a substantial fly line. So the trout spey solves that problem.